This is my moment, watch me shine. I'm unstoppable, feel it in my soul. Good vibes, only I'm in control. Turn the music up, let the rhythm roll. I move my body, I'm alive, I glow. Unstoppable, dancing through the fire. Every step higher, taking me higher. Smile so big, can't hold it in. Good vibes, good life, let's begin. Every scar made me wiser. Every tear lit the fire. I don't fear what's ahead. And I am live, everybody. Hello, hello, hello. Happy Sunday to each and every one of you. How are you guys doing? So tonight is my day 16 of doing this Go Live challenge that I have been doing with my team and some other business partners that have this PDF that I created. And I'm so grateful to be here, guys. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. And tonight's topic is all about identity based, and the topic will be two identities, one pose. Pin who you used to be against who you are becoming, and let the contrast do the work. Yes, so that's my topic for tonight, guys, and super grateful to be here. And again, let's talk about this 30-day Go Live challenge. Yeah. So for those of you who doesn't know me, my name is Araneth, and I am the face behind this personal page, business page, and my YouTube page as well. So I'm streaming this live on three pages as well. So tonight's topic is all about two identities, one pose, and this is all about identity based, like who I used to be versus who I am becoming. So that's the topic for tonight. So again, welcome to my live, guys. Wherever you are, feel free to drop it in the comment. Where are you coming from? I just really want to acknowledge your presence as well. So I really want to talk about something tonight that I think a lot of women like me or people like me can relate to, especially if you're a mom, a career parent, a woman, or an immigrant, or someone who has spent years doing what you're supposed to do. And this is something that we've learned, right, in the past. Like you have to go to work, or take good care of your family, pay your monthly commitments, be responsible, be strong, you keep going. But sometimes, or somewhere inside you, there's another version of trying to come out, right? So tonight, my topic is two identities, one post. Okay, so I want to share the contrast between who I used to be and who I'm becoming. And notice I said becoming, right? Because uh, I don't believe we ever arrive. We keep growing. The journey that we have been dealing with currently is that means we're growing every single day, right? And we keep learning as well from this journey of life, and we keep discovering another level of ourselves as well. So who I used to be, oh my goodness, for many years a huge part of my identity came from my career. I am a career woman. I spent around 20 years in working in a banking industry. That's basically my job, my first job you know yeah, this is my first real job. I did a lot of job before, but no pay. But this is the real one that I got paid here in the US. Yeah, I become a leader. I work in fraud, disputes, financial crimes, investigations, and management as well. And I'm so proud of that part of my life. That career taught me really discipline my mind, right? My mindset. It taught me leadership because I am in a leadership role. I remember I still have 13 agents, that's working under me. It taught me how to communicate with different personalities, and also it taught me responsibility, and of course how to handle pressure. But for a long time, guys, when somebody asked me, "Who are you?" my answer was connected to what I did, my position, my career, my responsibilities as a mom, as a daughter, as a wife, right? Or as an employee. Those are the most common things that I will tell people if they will ask, "Who am I?" And I think many women do this too, or people do this too. We identify ourselves by our roles. I'm a mom, I'm a wife, as I mentioned earlier, I'm a nurse, I'm a banker, I'm a teacher, I'm an employee, I'm a manager. But here's the question: who are you when you remove those titles? Right? That question become very, very important to me when, okay, let's pretend that you remove all the titles. Who are you? Right? Then I became a mom, right? Like, oh my goodness, become a mother changed the way I look at success. Before, success meant achievement, promotion, income, recognition, being responsible, moving up, right? But motherhood, it started changing my definition of success. Suddenly, time became more valuable. I really want to be present for my kids. Presence became more valuable. Freedom become more valuable, and being there with my family become more valuable. And I started realizing I don't only want to provide for my children, I want to be present for them too. That created a really conflict inside of me because I love being a professional woman, but I also wanted another way of living. I didn't necessarily want less ambition. I wanted more choices, more options, and there is a difference, right? Like, okay, I'm a career woman, but now I become a mom. Like, it's just like totally different, different scenario, right? Like, oh my gosh, like I love my career, but right now I become a mother, and what I really want to do is to spend more time with my families, and that become a confliction for me in the beginning. And the two identities started fighting inside me. There was the version of me that said, be practical, Aranet. Stay comfortable. Don't be something you don't understand. Don't embarrass yourself online, right? What are people going to think? And this is something that I experience all the time in my business, right? And it just so it's so sometimes it's just kind of like hard to accept in the beginning because I started comparing myself to other people, you know and then because I always think about what are people going to think about me. They always say that you already have a career, why do you need something else, right? And then there was another voice inside of me. It was quieter at first, but it kept saying, there is more for you. You can learn something new, you can build something of your own, you can become a different version of yourself. You can create another income source, and then you can live have more flexibility in your life, and you can help other people like you too, right? Then you can grow. That second identity scared me because that was not familiar at all, because for me, for all the years that I've been working as in a corporate in a corporate job, and all of a sudden you want more choices because you become a mommy, right? You become a mom, and then that feeling is conflicting. You want to go to work, but yet you are also worried about your kid, right? And that's where the realization comes to play that, you know what, I needed to have options, and I really don't know because I don't have those are not familiar. We're not familiar at all, so it's kind of like really scary, but it's exciting at the same time. So this is what personal growth taught me too. Sometimes we think changing our life starts with changing our circumstances. But I learned that many times it starts with changing our self image, our identity. Before you see the result outside of you, you have to begin seeing yourself differently inside. Like, for example, instead of, I don't know how, those are the most common questions that we ask ourselves. I don't know how, right? Instead of you asking the how, like, why you ask new questions like how I can learn, I don't know how, like, okay, I can learn, right? Instead of you saying I'm not good on social media or at social media, I can become good at it, right? I'm not a businesswoman. I can learn business just like me, right? I'm not a businesswoman. I never run a business in the past, but I can learn business because that's what they told us, that they provide training and resources for you to learn how to start a successful business. And I just go all in and I trusted the process. I'm scared to speak. That was the biggest challenge in my life because I'm not really good on speaking, right? And instead of scared of speaking, I actually told myself like, well, what if I can practice, right? And then what if people will judge me too? What if my story helps one person or one woman? That changes everything, so you just need to ask different questions, right? We sometimes in our mind's eye, right, the negative one always always comes first. Like, why don't we just practice ourselves subconsciously, right? The positive comes first before the negative. Because like if someone offer you a business and like we're already thinking like, oh, I cannot do this, I don't think I can do it, right? Is that is scam. Like, and why don't we turn things around and think positive first before we even think negative at all? So that's how we program, because we're so scared about something that's not familiar and we're always thinking about the worst, right? And then that is something that I always tell myself every single day, that every time I hear something or using my five senses, right, I always go with a different perspective, different thought, and not to the point that I'm always thinking something negative, right? That's how you reprogram your mind too. So, who I'm becoming, wow, today I don't want to erase that woman I used to be, the old version of myself. I honor that person. I honor me, right? I work hard. She worked hard. She sacrificed a lot for her families. She learned, she survived in the difficult seasons. I had those moments in my life that dealing with a very very bad postpartum twice, one for my little girl and for my son. My son, both of them was the worst. I really don't know because I was a new mom and I really don't know what are these emotions that I am dealing. And it's always negative. So, yeah, so I survived this difficult situation. And of course, that's where I build also skills that I still use today. I'm not allowing my past identity to decide the limits of my future identity. And today, I'm becoming that person who trusts herself more, a woman who creates, who teaches, who speaks, who builds and who mentor people and who is willing to be seen learning. And a woman who doesn't need to have everything figured out before she moves, because most importantly, a person or a woman who gives herself permission to want more. So that is the new version of me. Like, I really want more time. create more impact and then more choices in my life and more growth, because every day we are growing, and more more experiences with my family as well. Not because what I had wasn't enough, but because I realized I was capable of becoming more. Right. So this is why I started building an online business. Guys, when I started my digital business 6 years ago, I didn't come into it knowing everything. As I mentioned, I've been working in a banking most all my life, like work, home, work, family, kids. That's my life, right? And I wasn't an expert in social media either. I used social media to really communicate with my families way back in the Philippines. That's pretty much it. And now it becomes so popular during the pandemic time, and that's basically where I learned how to use social media actually. But I didn't really showcase myself. It's just like on and off, like just learning the system. And I didn't understand also online marketing business, because as you are all aware, I don't have any experience at all, right? you know, I didn't really know how to create content either the way I do today. It takes practice. I had to learn, just like last night, right? Last night was the big part because I couldn't open my laptop. Even though, I mean, my Chrome, I can open the laptop, but all my bookmarks are in Chrome, and it's telling me this spamware, like it's really covering like with some sort of virus. And I'm like, oh my gosh, like it can be frustrating sometimes, but I learned not to take my emotions in control of the present situation. So like I just sit back and like, what should I do with this? Like I am reading all the thing in here. I noticed that my VPN was off, so probably that's the one that causes this spamware that's controlling my computer. And then, like, for all the learnings, because I've been doing this business for 6 years, right? And I've been learning from my community. I'm also using artificial intelligence, because I am learning, right, how to use AI nowadays. And basically, also, it's just amazing how grateful I am to have access that resources nowadays. So like, you know what? Why don't I just ask Chat GPT? You know what I mean? And I asked Chat GPT, like, okay, I just took a picture of the problem, and then like literally Chat GPT like told me, like, you have to go there, you have to do this, you have to do that. I have to snapshot all the stuff that I am looking in front of me. And then you have to go to the settings, and you have to click. It's just like step by step process. Like, oh my God, it's already midnight last night. So I went to bed really late. But for me, honestly, guys, if I started a project, for example, I don't want to stop it. I just like my concentration. I am in a high frequency, and like if people always think that um, I am ignoring everybody. Even here, my door is open. My kids can just come in and out over here because it's Saturday, it's Sunday. This is the time for my family too. So like since everybody is busy, right? Like, why don't I don't watch TVs, and then my husband watch TV, so I use the time to just like really catch up, write my gratitude, or some write my inspired actions that I am doing on the next day, because I think in advance, right? And then that's basically like I am looking at it, it's like, okay, this is what I see. It's still there. It's not allowing me to go inside Chrome, because like this is where I save everything, or else I'm gonna start from the scratch. And then literally, oh my God, what that was the best. We found the problem. I deleted that spamware that's really taking over my computer, and then boom. But I have to like really reset everything, and like shut down my laptop and being able to do it. Because once I open a site, it recognizes my password immediately, and it go over. And for me, I have to sign in every sites that I have been using. But again, I am so grateful that that tiny little spamware is trying to control my computer. is gone. So those are the things that I've learned. I would have not known this if I did not allow myself to learn. And sometimes we look at someone several years into their journey and compare ourselves to them on day one. I didn't know anything, I didn't know anything. I had to unlearn what I've learned in the past, because if I keep comparing all those experiences or all the lessons that I've learned from other people, like, oh my gosh, I would never learn. Oh, because I always keep like, oh, I know this, oh, I know that, but realizing like I don't know anything. I don't know. It's just like nowadays it keeps upgrading and upgrading. iPhone 1, there's an iPhone 2, iPhone 3, and now it becomes AI, right? Like oh my gosh, like even though I'm using Facebook, for example, there's so many in and outs what's happening inside of Facebook that I didn't know, that you can actually create a business page inside your personal profile. See, so those are the things that I didn't know in the past, that a lot that allow me to, I just gave permission to myself to really uh embrace technologies nowadays, right? So yeah, so don't do don't do that, right? Don't always compare yourself to other people. It's not gonna work. You're seeing their confidence today, right? You didn't see their uncertainty in the beginning. You're seeing their skills today, but you didn't see the mistakes that they develop those skills. You're seeing the result that they have now, but you didn't see the person they had to become to create the result. That's why your first goal shouldn't only be how much can I make. Ask yourself first the question, who do I need to become first? Because the income may be one result, but the bigger transformation is you, how you are becoming, right? So let me ask you something, guys. Think about your life currently, right now. Who have you been? And who are you becoming? Maybe you always been the responsible one. Maybe you've always taken care of everyone else. Maybe you've spent 10 years, maybe 15 years and 20 years building your career, your profession. Maybe you've been telling yourself this is just who I am, right? But what if that's only who you've been up until now? Right? What if there's another version of you waiting for your permission to grow and move forward for a better one, right? Not permission from your husband. No, I don't see that before, not the permission of your kids, your family, your coworkers, your social media, permission from you. And this really reminds me of one of my favorite quotes from my mentor Bob Proctor, that if you want to be free, you gotta be me. Not the me my husband thinks I should be, not the me my kids think you think I should be, not the me that my friends think you think I should be. But if you wanna be free, you gotta be me. And you better know who me is. So never ever let somebody in control of you, even though they are your parents, your families, your closest friend. It's still you versus you. You are doing this for them anyway, right? But never let them make a decision for you. You have all those answers within you. You just need to build that awareness that are capable of more, of doing more, to uh, build more skills, more options, more choices in life, right? So you don't have to destroy your old life too. This is very important. You don't have to hate your current profession to want something more. You don't have to walk away tomorrow. You don't have to suddenly become somebody completely different, right? You can build your next identity while honoring your current one. And that's exactly what I did. You can be a mom and build a dream, right? You can be a professional and become an entrepreneur. It works both ways. You can be nervous and take action, and you can be a beginner and still have something valuable to share to other people. And you can love your family and have dreams for yourself too, right? Two things can be true at the same time. Just like me, I can be, a professional mom and building my own business. It's just a matter of finding that time to build a business that can create choices, when life event happens, right? At least you already build one. That's your protection too, right? So the woman I'm becoming requires different habits too, right? Here's another thing that I've learned. You cannot simply say, I want to become this woman, right? Then continue doing everything exactly the same, right? Identity requires action. So I ask myself every single day that what would the woman I'm becoming today? I actually have here on my note, like, who, who am I going to serve today, right? So I have it here. Where is that? There you go, in my book there. I have it there, right? So who would the woman I'm becoming today, especially if every time I wake up in the morning, will she hide? Will she show up, or will she spend hours worrying about people's opinion, or will she create or will she create the post, right? Would she wait until she feels confident, or would she understand that confidence comes from doing, right? From action. Will she keep saying one day, or will she take one small action today, right? That's why we are doing this 30-day live challenge. It's actually part of that for me. Showing up, practicing, getting uncomfortable, learning to communicate better, especially here on camera, not waiting for perfection, right? I still make a mistake. I startle, right? Especially if I get excited, right? Every life is a vote for the woman I'm becoming. Every post is a vote, you know? Every conversations that I do is a vote. And a book I read is a vote, right? And morning I work on my mindset is a vote. And every time I keep my word to myself, I'm building her every single day, right? So your future identity needs evidence. You don't wake up one morning suddenly confident, right? You build evidence. You tell yourself, I can do hard things. Then you do one. Evidence, right? I can speak on camera, right? Just like what happening right now. Then you go live. That's an evidence. I can learn digital skills. Then you learn one, just like today, right? I've been learning how to use AI, right? And in fact, I actually built my very, very first digital product, right? Oh my God, I can't believe that I built a digital product and I have a digital store, right? And that's amazing. I never done that before. And then for me, like, you know what? I will just put all the experience that I had, whatever I've learned from my mentors, so I will never forget, right? And I put that in a digital ebook, and then I can sell that to people based on my experience that worked for me. So that digital ebook actually is something um, that I can sell online for those people, very, very specific people who are stuck. Like, you don't know. Like, this ebook is not for everybody. But this ebook is for someone who wants something more, but they don't know how, based on the teachings of my mentor. And then I am not copying what they teach me. I actually put that based on my experience, because I don't want like to copyright everybody. And the reason why I did that is because I don't want to forget what I've learned, what I've implemented, and I put that in a book, right? So I have that. So let me know if you guys want that, if you want the link and buy that digital ebook, then you are welcome to do so. And that's something that I'm doing on the side too. aside from my mentors that they know, of course, like, I just really want to put it in the ebook, and then I can sell that based on my experience, right? Yeah, so again, I can build something of my own. Then you take another step. That's an evidence, right? Little by little, your subconscious starts believing, like, wait, maybe this is who I am, right? And that's how identity changes. So if you're watching this and feeling stuck, maybe you're not stuck. Maybe your old identity is simply trying to keep you where everything feels familiar. Ask yourself tonight, what identity am I ready to release? Maybe I'm not confident, right? I'm too old. I don't understand technology. I don't have enough followers. I don't have enough time, right? I've never done business before. I'm just a mom. I'm just an employee, right? So remove the just. You are not just anything. You are a woman, a person, a man who is capable of learning. And learning changes everything, guys. One small challenge for you guys tonight: take one piece of paper, draw a line down the middle, yeah, and on the side write who I've been, and on the other side is just like you're writing your old identity, and then the opposite of that identity. I did this practice. This is the first thing that I did in the past when I started my personal development journey. And this is something that I learned from my mentor. Like, you have to write the old identity, who I've been, and then the new one, the opposite of that. And then we teared it into one piece, and the old one, I shredded it, you burn it, you smash it, whatever, because those are gone, right? Yeah, so, but don't judge the old version of yourself. Thank her anyway. Then write down the qualities of your future self. If you're confident, disciplined, present, financially empowered, successful, healthy, a leader, a creator, right, a businesswoman, whatever your vision is, then ask, what is one thing she will do tomorrow morning, right? Not 21 only. One thing, and do it, right? So tonight's message is simple. Two identities, one woman. The woman I used to be helped me get here. But the woman I'm becoming is taking me where I want to go. Remember that. I'll repeat that again. The woman I used to be helped me get here. But the woman I'm becoming is taking me where I want to go. That's why I'm still learning, I'm still growing, I'm still becoming. And maybe that's the beautiful part of life, right? You don't have to have the entire future figured out on your own. You only have to decide, who am I becoming? And then start acting like her. One decision, one habit, one courageous step. And do that one day at a time. That's why if this speaks to you, then take action, and tell me who you are becoming, because your past may explain what you've been, but it does not get to decide who you become next. All right, so I'll see you guys tomorrow, and I'm sure you learned something from me today on this day 16. What is that? Yeah, day 16 of my 30 days go live challenge. Okay, so yeah, so I'm super super grateful to be here, guys. And like, yeah, oh yeah, you need the one. Okay, yeah, I can send the link here. Yeah, so here's the link, guys, if you really wanna uh get that. Control V, there you go. And yes, yes, yeah, so that's the link that I created so far, and that really helped me a lot. And that's how I learn how to manifest some of the things that happen in my life, and that I base that on the teachings of my mentor. and also the book that I read that I implement in my life that really works for me. And then again, that ebook is not necessarily uh, good for someone who already successful in their life. Actually, this book is the one really dedicated to those people who really need help, and to basically have a guidance on that one as well. It's 25 pages, but there's a step-by-step process for you to do that. But it really take consistency. You have to really practice it every single day, because remember, repetition is the mother of learning, and that's something that I've learned from my mentor, Bob Proctor. Like, you have to really repeat it until it become normal to you, because if you do it only one time and you're expecting like the result, no, it's not gonna happen. Because remember, you have this habitual behavior that is trying to control you, right? That's the reason why it takes discipline and dedication for you to do that. All right, so that's it, everybody. So you are feel free to get it, and yeah, so thank you so much, and have a blessed day. Good night, wherever you are. Bye bye.
This is my moment, watch me shine. I'm unstoppable, feel it in my soul.